Hello, Duffy women, and hello, everyone watching and
Did everyone
listening.
be able to hear that on the recording?
Oh yeah,
There's a clock chime.
she froze.
No,
Oh,
nope, she didn't. She's
No,
just
I didn't freeze. I was just
Sorry.
waiting for you guys to be done.
sorry. There was a clock chime that started the moment we started recording.
Do you hear it?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Duffy Women. I am Shelley Duffy Alexander. This is Alexandra Duffy, lives in Chicago with her husband, Steve, and Sarah Ann Duffy, who lives here with her three beautiful children, but she is in Chi-Town this week to be with her sister, and she took along little Ivy Jane. So you guys are going to have some sister time. I absolutely love that. I'm going to follow you guys all week long, and I can't wait to see what you guys do all week.
That was a
So
little
excited.
creepy.
She means on its social media.
Oh.
Social
Alright.
media. That's what I meant.
Well,
Yes, because you'll post things and I will love that and I will enjoy that. So how is everybody's week? Good, good, good.
Very
Muted?
busy. No,
Very-
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in Dayton for work this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm very tired. I
Mhm.
slept in and was crucified once again.
You were crucified.
If I were a dink, I would also sleep in all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
And
you
I
take
do.
full advantage of
And
sleeping
it doesn't
in. It's
matter if
really
people are
annoying.
there. Yeah.
No, it's just annoying because I wake up and I'm like, bitch, I've been up for 2 hours.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
that's how we are when we go visit her as well. And we have to kind of kill time. So we just kind of sit around and drink a lot of coffee and watch TV. So, but that's good. That's okay. We make
I think
ourselves at home.
That's
have
right.
breakfast, and we're good. I love
That's
it.
why you're
Love it.
here.
So I do want to say congratulations to my daughter, Sarah, because she had a very good week. She not only
Wait,
got a
what-
bonus, she got a raise,
Oh,
and
bonus?
she got an amazing review from her boss. And I am
Wait, tell me.
very, 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 very proud of you. And you should be proud of you too.
Oh,
You work very hard and it's tough with three kids. And so you absolutely, when you put your mind to something, you are incredible. And so
Well,
congratulations to you,
thank
Sarah
you.
Ann Duffy.
I'm not going to burst my own bubble, but it happens
Absolutely.
every year to all of us. We get a merit increase.
but not a bonus.
We get a
no,
bonus
and
every
bonus
year.
and a good review.
Oh.
Not everybody gets a good review.
Yeah, and you got a good review.
Yeah.
That's a really
Yeah,
good thing.
my
Good job,
boss,
Shelley.
My boss is actually really cool, and I love her very much. So
Yeah.
I have a great relationship with her. I feel very lucky to have the job that I have and the flexibility that I do have. So yeah, it paid for my tires. I had to get all new tires.
there.
And of course I had, I had to get all new tires, but I had just bought my car like 2 years ago. And the woman that had my car before had like the Cadillac of tires. She had the best tires. And so, I got when I went to go get the tires, they were like, there really isn't that much of a price difference for all four. It was like $100. And I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it to, I was sold on them because they are Michelin, like the best Michelin tires you can have. And there's no price on that when you have.
Oh, great.
There's a
No,
cap.
I mean, you're driving around three little kids. You've got to
Yeah.
maintain that car. You got to make sure your brakes are good, your tires are good, your oil's good, your engine's good. Those are all maintenance things that everybody has to do with their car anyway. So
There's a cat on the table. If you see us looking to the right,
It's
the evil,
Leo's on the
evil
table.
devil cat is on the table.
how is little Leo? Is he dead yet?
Still, unfortunately not. He's right there. And unfortunately, he looks very healthy. So
he's really kicking. He's great.
I don't think it's going to happen
Yeah.
anytime soon.
Leo's how old?
unfortunately.
Leo the cat.
Well, 13.
No, he'll be 15 this year.
I'll never forget.
Older than Oscar.
He's 15. He was born in 2011.
Oh,
Yeah. I'll never forget you used to bring him home with you. And
did you have to express his anal glands too? Or are you gonna?
No, I did not. I never had to express his anal glands.
Because
However,
I got him when he was old enough to
He
be
was
taken
old
from his mother.
so, but I remember we kept him downstairs.
Yes.
And that's how we also exited our home because the cars in the garage were down there. And I'll never forget Paul and his son, Sammy, my stepson, were terrified of Leo.
Terrified.
And they would not go down that way because they'd open the door and Leo would.
And he still does.
And so they were like, nope, not doing it, going out the front door. So that's what they did. And they went through.
He's literally laying right behind the computer right now.
Real quick. Hang on, then I'll
just hanging.
He's a beautiful cat. He's just a very mean cat. Very
well,
mean.
he's mean to everybody but me and Steve.
Yeah. So
Look,
there
there
he
he
is. He's a beautiful cat.
Oh,
Beautiful.
look at his little face.
Yeah, he's a cute cat.
Oh, he's a gorgeous cat. Absolutely. He's just
Shame
like-
he's such an
but he
asshole.
will kill you as soon as he will look at you. So
Oh,
No, literally, you just walk by and he's like,
yeah, he just hisses. Exactly.
he's
You
so
don't
threat. You
dare
would think,
touch
and
him.
I said this to Steve the other day. I was like, you would think he led such a traumatizing youth, but he's been such a baby from day one that actually I don't know where it comes from, and it makes
I
no
don't either.
sense. So he's just angry at the world, and that's okay. That's
And
okay.
that's okay.
And that's
So,
okay.
my week has been interesting. I'm having some sort of skin issue, and I don't know what to do about it.
I would too.
It's a
I
skin
thought you were
issue.
gonna. Oh, okay.
Okay.
What did you think I said? I said
I thought
skin
you were gonna
issue.
say a bowel issue.
Well, I have that too. But anyway, I have a skin issue, and I am black and blue from scratching so hard. Now, this is going on a month because well, first of all, it started when I moved. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the water. I don't know what it is.
Probably.
But it started when I moved, probably about a month after I moved. So it started back here, and then it's worked its way into my leg, on both legs, my hips, around my, like where my bra would be. It's terrible. And it's so itchy. So they started me off with antihistamines. That did not even make a dent. So then they started me on a prednisone pack where you take 6 one day, 5 the next, and so on until
Like
you
a
get
Z
to
pack.
1. And it worked, and then it
steroid?
stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a steroid. And
Damn.
then it stopped. And so now I'm back to square one. So I'm going to have to call my my dermatologist again tomorrow and see
Are
what's
you
going
just
on.
itchy, or do you have like patches, visible
Well, I have
patches?
patches, and I have little,
Probably
I
severe
have
eczema.
little welts, but I haven't noticed those lately. It's just itchy patches, and they're not dry. They're just
Yeah.
itchy. So I don't know. And then, yeah, there's something going on with my stomach. I'm not quite sure what, but here's something very funny. On Thursday, I was sitting down. My friend, coworker Nancy was behind me, and I stood up, and some gas came out.
You tooted? Oh.
And I literally stopped in my tracks, and I looked at her, hoping she did not hear it. But she immediately said to me, "Did you just fart?" And I was like, I said, "Nancy, I did." And I apologized for that. It didn't, like, there was no
Nancy, I did.
warning. There was no, like, I was suppressing
Nancy, I
it.
did.
There was nothing. I literally stood up and it came out.
Wow.
I laughed so hard, and I don't understand. I don't know what's happening.
Your beehole is getting a little loose.
Do you know what's so funny though? She never passed gas when we were kids. I never heard my mother pass gas ever.
You're
Like,
not going to pass judgment on
never.
her because you literally go to another room to fart,
I
and
do.
you're married.
I do. Steve and I don't like passing gas in front of each
That's
other.
so crazy. I would
Yeah.
literally never mind. I won't say what I'll do, but I would. I would.
I do that now. Like I came home, and I mean, then there was a lot going on, and Paul's like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
It's just coming
But
out.
it just came up. I mean, I literally stood up, and I looked at her like, "Oh, I hope she didn't hear," but she heard.
You know what I think
So
you
I
need
had to
do?
come clean. Had to come clean.
Yes, Nancy, I did.
So this is.
You know what I think you should actually do, Mom? I think you should get your anal glands expressed.
Oh my God.
I think you should, and I think Oscar should do it for
I
you.
might very well.
To pay
I
back,
might very
to pay
well
back.
need that. So
Yeah, he'll just with his little paws. He'll just. Go
I'll tell you what. Hey, in case you just can't get enough of this, please make sure you watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us anywhere you get your podcast. That was terrible, though. That's like, I actually did the same thing with her a while ago. I was with a customer, and I was laughing so hard, and I was like, and I laughed louder.
So you tried to cover it up.
I could cover it up.
Oh no!
And I said, "I'm sorry. I had to apologize to her again. It must be my my friend Nancy. I don't know. But anyway, it was really
Nancy gets it out of you.
Poor
I hope
Nancy.
she's watching.
It
I hope she's listening.
just came right out. So anyway, our topic today, we took a little break last week. I was hoping to get through more than 6 episodes before this happened, but we took a little break because we started to tape last week, and we just knew something was off. There was just
We did
something
it,
off.
what
The
a bad
vibe was wrong. I knew it was going to go sideways. So I kind of just stopped talking, and a disagreement ensued. And there were accusations hurled, and apparently I'm the evil stepmother.
You're
and
not.
You're not
You're
our
not.
stepmother.
You're not.
You're literally our mother.
You're literally our mother.
But I thought we would discuss what happened and maybe work through it, because that's kind of our premise is, and it was really cool this week because I had a group of my friends and coworkers. We were all standing around talking, and they were all talking about the show and how, some were saying, oh my God, I could never talk with my mom that way, or even my dad, or, the way that you guys work through trauma and you're just real, but it's funny. And I was so appreciative of their input. I mean, like I said, they were all standing there like I was there, but they were all talking about, hey, don't you relate to this? And don't you relate to that? And, I have my daughter's very similar to Sarah, or my daughter's very similar to Alex, so I thought it was very cool. So I thought that that's what we would do today, is just talk through what happened so that it doesn't hopefully happen again. So Sarah, let's start with,
I should be the one to tell the story, actually.
Okay. Let's let her tell it. Sure.
I was like this with you two.
I didn't yell too much, though. I didn't.
No. I meant throughout the week. I was managing and puppeteering as I usually have to, because you two are crazy. But
we didn't do anything at the beginning of we were good the whole week. In fact, she was in my house 2 hours prior to taping and was fine. Like I didn't think there was any issue.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the thing. There was. So that's she didn't realize there was until she got on, is what I should say. Is what I should say.
Yeah.
So basically, and this is interesting because I talked to Mom about it. I don't think I've talked to you about it, but this show, we all have our own different perspectives on how things happen or how things are said or whose side people are on. And I think as we grow and continue, it's important to keep in mind that some people will think Sarah's right. Some people will think I'm right. Some people will think Mom is right. But basically, the show from the previous week about the things that annoyed us about each other, Sarah had gotten some feedback from some of her friends about Mom really going in on her. And until she heard that feedback, she didn't realize it was an issue, and she didn't realize it wasn't unusual. And instead of having a conversation, which is fine, I'll get to a point in a second that has something to do with that. Instead of having a conversation, she just kind of sat on it. And then when we showed up to film, it all kind of came out. And one of my big things that I've told both of you throughout all of this, and how if we're going to do it, this is what has to happen. Our relationships are the priority. It doesn't matter if that means we have to take a break.
What I said at the beginning. That's why I said I didn't want to do it again. My relationship is the priority.
Well, I know, but I think this show is going to force us to really look in the mirror more quickly than we normally would. Okay. And we have to realize, okay, I'm upset. I have to have a conversation. I'm upset. I need a break. And it's going to force us to communicate, because that is what's the priority. Everything else we can figure out. We can stop a show. We don't have to have a show. We can do make goods when we have advertisers, like all of those things we talk about. That's the priority, is the three of us and making sure that we're good. And I think that was really just a high level gist. Yes. And then throughout the week, I stayed on the phone with Sarah for about an hour and a half, and we talked it through, and we got to a really good place, her and I. And then Mom, you and I talked on Thursday for a little bit. We got to a good place. I think the biggest thing that I loved about both of you is that both of you, it was very clear to me that you both want to keep doing the show, and we both want to be figuring this out. So I think from my perspective, as the person that kind of, whether I'm in the middle or not, or that's true or not, that's just how I feel. As someone who sees both sides and sees both of you, the fact that the main thing that came from both of you was that we want to continue and figure this out, I thought was a really positive way forward. So
I think we're just capable too now. Like, I think maybe, back when it ended the first time, I think we didn't have the tools, nor did we have that kind of relationship, or nor did we ever have a moment that blew up basically our relationship enough to make us internally reflect on things that we could improve on to make our relationship stronger and better. And the reason why we were able to take time, cool down, think about our thoughts, and come back together and get over it, for lack of a better word, is the definition of the work that we've been doing for the last 4 years. And, yeah, she's right. Our relationship is number one priority. And if we felt as though this was hindering our relationship, then we would put a stop to it immediately. But I also think that this show is shines such a light on things that that maybe other people need to hear too. And from my perspective, at least hearing those things from my friends kind of made me think, oh, am I missing something? Like, am I, is this something that I'm just used to and it's normal, but it shouldn't be? And it really caused me to reflect on, how certain things that you do or say. And I think that's why it was so built up, because I think I just let it sit in my body and I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like I'm used to this. I can handle. Go ahead. You have something to say?
I'm just curious what you let sit. Like again, the show was about what annoyed us. And what annoyed me was swearing at or in front of your kids. And I said that, a lot of times there are just clothes everywhere in Evelyn's bedroom. So those were the two things. And Alex was like, I said that sometimes she is.
You talked about socks.
I talked about socks.
You said that before.
She said that before. Like I've talked about, we've talked about Alex like tiptoeing around your apartment, just because she didn't want to put her feet down.
Well, that was the house, not the
house.
Apartment.
But I'm just saying, my point is and that's where I was confused, I think, is that all of these things were all things that we've talked about before or joked about before, but that this particular show was about what annoys us. And you said, I think people really want to go deep. And that's when I said about the swearing. And so, but that's where I think I was confused, because these were not things that were.
No, and you're right. No, you're correct. I don't think it's necessarily the things that you were saying that were shocking to me, because you've said all these things to my face off camera before. Like that didn't surprise me. I think it was the mixture of my friends saying these things to me and then me kind of thinking back to all of the things in the past that you have said to me that might hurt my feelings, but I just kind of let roll off my back because I'm used to it. And you say these things all the time. And then I think mix that with people saying, that's actually not cool that, she says
so
that.
So what is it that I say to you that is, what was it that precipitated your friends all of a sudden to say these things?
I think, and here's where I'll come in. I think there's the reality of it is that there's always going to be different lenses and people are
my friends had a completely different take on it.
Right. And I think that's also a big high level thing. Is someone said something to me. I think what her friends were just noticing was that you quote unquote went in on her instead of me. But again, it's in this one show situation. And I think because Sarah thought it was normal until her friend said something to her.
It just heightened the emotion of the things that you said. And I don't necessarily think that, what you're saying. I know all the things you're saying that we're very different people. And that's why, like, I'm not offended by you doing those things. But I think it was also just, the contrast of like having really nothing to say to Alex. And then you had like a million things to say about me. I said, you could have kept going. I understand. That's not the point. I'm just saying that you could have you probably could have listed off, a bunch of things. And then like I was telling Alex, I think you felt guilty that you didn't have as many things to say about Alex. And so you said something, off the cuff, like, oh, she talks like a Valley girl. And to me, that's surface level. Like, I was like, that doesn't.
She also called me dumb.
Well, she didn't call you dumb.
She said I don't follow
perspective. It's all about perspective. I said
that's the point.
You're always a couple steps behind. Or you're like, what? Like you do. I mean, like
I am. I'm very smart, but I'm very flighty.
You're very smart, but sometimes you're like,
she's so resourceful.
No, I mean,
it's her brain power where it's necessary. No, she uses her brain power.
That is true.
Where it's necessary, and then other times where it's not necessary, she's just like whatever. Like me listening to her talk about what topic we were talking about today. I probably wasn't paying attention because I was just like, whatever. I'm sitting on my phone. Like I don't want to. Sure, whatever. We'll talk.
She went to bed at 8 p.m. last night.
I went to bed 8:30.
Okay, so anyway, I want to ask what to do. But here's the thing. I think one of the things about you is, Sarah, you come back and you always have a great response and you're funny. So if I give you some shit about stuff, I know that you can handle it. And that was the thing I was thinking about it so much. Like my career was managing 3 men. basically. I mean, that was my whole career for 30,
No,
it was
literally.
either 3 men or 2 men or 1 man or whatever the case is. I had to manage that. And I remember when I was doing the radio show, John Day, Bubba Shelley, I remember telling them, I don't care what you say, I'll handle it. I don't care. Just don't go out of your way to make me look stupid. Like set me up to look stupid. That was the only thing. You can call me this, you can tease me about that, you can say whatever you want. I don't care because I know I can handle it. So I don't know, maybe part of it is that I know you'll have some funny quip and you'll be, you'll handle it. But again, if it's hurting you, I don't want to do that either. But I just, like I said, I just know that I was always, that was just my mentality was I can handle this. I don't have a problem with it, but I will, and again, there were times, I'm not saying there weren't times where I didn't get pushed to a brink and I would walk out of the show or do whatever,
Yeah.
But that's my thing. So, okay. So what should I do or shouldn't do then if I'm so mean or not nice to everybody?
You're not. I think you're not mean. And I think it was just like I had slept like shit the entire weekend. I was very tired. I was a lot more emotional than I thought I would be. And usually in those scenarios, I don't have to record a podcast. So like I can just like do something to take my mind off of it and let the steam roll off naturally. Like I didn't have to, but literally, like I said, I didn't feel that way until we got on camera and I was like, fuck you. Like I was just like
2 hours before you were at my house and you were
I know. That's my point. Okay.
Fine. And that's what's hard is I don't know when you're going to kind of, and I think that's the thing. It's scary. And that's why I didn't want to do the show is I never know when you're going to kind of explode or when you're going to get upset about something. And instead of maybe talking about it before we did the show.
I don't think that's the thing. I think it's just the reality is that sometimes these things, I think the point is that sometimes these things are going to happen.
Okay. Okay.
And she didn't sleep very well.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that that's
mixture
doesn't take away from how she was feeling. It's just, yes, I think sometimes these things are bound to happen. That's what happens between mothers and daughters. It's all about how we recover. I think 4 years ago, obviously we wouldn't have been able to heal it in a week. We wouldn't have been able to process it. We wouldn't have had those conversations where Sarah and I got to a good place. I wouldn't have had that conversation with you, Mom, and it was solved. So I think that's the point is that it's going to happen, but it is this show. If we want to keep doing it, is going to force us. And so for next time, Sarah might come in and be like, I slept like shit. I can feel my attitude right now. Maybe we don't do this. Or she can text me and say, I don't know, or however, or it does blow up again and we'll go through the same motions and we'll figure it out. Like, I think all we can really do is just keep that at the forefront instead of, and yes, I think it's great. What can I do better? What can we do differently? But I think, yes, now that we're a week out, I would say Sarah is very funny. You say those things to her because she says funny shit back.
Well, that's what I mean. I know she does.
That also doesn't mean that I don't I'm not made of like armor.
I know.
I do like the armor gets worn down. And I do also think sometimes it's not so much like cohesively balanced. Like there are some times where I feel like the criticism outweighs the praise. And I think I've gotten to a point where I don't even feel like I search for praise from you or our dad.
Wait a minute. I'm going to stop you. So again, the criticisms, I mean, again, the show and it wasn't a criticism. It's just what annoys me.
I'm not talking about just the show. I'm talking about life, like in general. I'm talking about everything.
I think that's why it's coming from life experience.
But I've really backed off that.
I think she does say very nice things to you now. I agree with that partially. I'm not saying that she doesn't, but I'm saying that's kind of what the show itself, and that's where we have to be careful. The show's topic itself, when we're not feeling great, maybe there hasn't been leading up to it. It hasn't been a good spot, or Sarah's been feeling more of that recently. I think that's the other thing. It's the topics that we have to be careful about, and we have to be aware that those things might come out too. So I
don't want to not talk about things just because there might be.
I agree with you. I think there's a healthy balance. Yeah. I think we can find a healthy balance. I don't think it's even the topics. I think it's so much so in our attitudes and having open conversations before the show and saying, hey, are we all still comfortable with this? Like if it's a more sensitive topic, we check in with each other before the show and say, hey, like, are we still comfortable with this topic?
Good point.
Like, just kind of temperature checking each other. And if we're not feeling it, then we're not feeling it. Like I probably honestly would have said no. Like on Sunday last week, I probably would have said no. And I think
well,
once
the week
we got
that we
on,
did the show was fine.
It was the week after.
It was the week
yeah,
after.
yeah. And
again,
like
I
I
don't
said,
think anything was mean spirited. It's just stuff we've like, we've talked about you being on the couch, you're not a super act. We've talked about that. So again, I didn't think that
way
anything was
lazier than me. So
Yeah.
that's like crazy to me. It's so that's the thing. It's all a matter of perspective. Like Alex is actually like so much lazier than me. I feel like I am on the go 24/7 and I have
that is
out. I work full time. I literally am. I don't fucking stop. And so like when you say things like
you have kids.
when you can't, like I have the hours of 9 to 11 p.m. to myself at night. And that's it. Like I truly don't have any other time to myself to sit. And so I think there are certain things where I do like that comment is unwarranted because I do feel like, and I do like to rest. I do like to sit down and I do like to chill, but there are just certain things that I feel like it's easy targets.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I was going to say, I think the other thing too, is that like, it's really hard because I've experienced this with my friends, the ones that I've had long-term. You have to allow people to evolve. Yeah. And then, and we do, I don't think that we don't, but allowing people to evolve not only allows them to become this newer version, but then it's like this weird, it's hard because no one sits down and says, okay, we've noticed that you're no longer this person anymore. We're going to let XYZ go because you've been jazzing each other, jazzing. That's not the right word, but you've been giving Sarah. That's literally not what I meant at all.
I didn't hear it, so
you've been giving everybody a hard time their whole lives because they used to act a certain way, but they've grown and they've evolved. And then there's these old patterns, not only as the person that's changed, but then also the person that is interacting. So I think there's that too. Sarah's evolved and changed and grown.
I agree. 100%.
As all of us have. But I'm just saying the things that maybe mom used to say don't necessarily hold as much weight, but then.
And that's why I have an easier time nowadays letting it roll off my back. But that, like I said, it was just a matter of circumstance.
But what people haven't seen are the things that I text you, and I'm so proud of you, and you've done great. You're raising these 3 kids. I do that too, and I do back way off because I will never go through what I went through 45 years ago. I won't do it, and I keep saying that. I will never just say anything, or sometimes I bite my tongue, and we all do. We have to, and that's and I thought I was getting better. And again, for the show, I think it's also sometimes it can be a reaction. Again, I don't know what was so mean spirited that particular show, but obviously I have to be way more.
What I said. I've said it repeatedly. It's not directly what you said on the show. It is not a direct, like, just because my friend said that, the things
that's what I'm referring to.
I think it was maybe, that's what I mean though. Maybe it's your tone. Maybe it's like, it's clear that you don't have a lot of things to say like that toward Alex, but you had a bunch toward me. And, like, I do remember you getting like, oh, you want me to go below the belt? I have $1 million. Like I can get there with you if you need me to. Like I watched the show. Like you directly said, you want me to do that? Here's one. And it was like, and then you struggled to find someone
even below the belt. But anyway, it doesn't really matter, but I'll just be quiet and I'll let you guys, say what you need to say. I apologize.
All you have to do is say, like, listen, moving forward, I'll be more mindful of the way I say things. I apologize for what I said. It was not intended to hurt you. That's it.
And the other thing is, Alex hasn't lived with us, and she's not here. If she were here, I'm guaranteeing you that would be a different situation.
That's why she doesn't live there.
And we were, exactly. But my point is, there would always be interactions with her too.
You're correct on that. That's a correct.
Like there'll always be something.
Our family has always been a family that jokes when we're giving people a hard time. It comes from your side. It comes from dad's side. Yeah, like
we all do.
It's part of our family brand. I think that again is that piece where we're all evolving and realizing maybe we don't always want to give each other such a hard time.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't always want to be joking. If we're going to be joking, we might as well say it outright and have a conversation about it instead of the backhanded. I think that's the whole point, is that like the timing it was just it was poorly timed.
There was
a lot going on, and this is going to happen. Yes, this is going to happen in the future. And Mom, I don't know if you would have done anything massively different after hearing this. I think it's more just she was upset. That's awful. I'm sorry that you were upset. I'm sorry that I said that to hurt you, and we're going to move on and move forward. And it might happen again, and it might happen to you. And that's the other thing. I mean, I know, Mom, you were talking about how your friends think that we gang up on, like, it's all perspective, but we just don't want to hurt each other. And if someone feels hurt, that's the priority.
Well, that's where you have to speak up, because
I
have to do a better job. Apologize to your friends, but I mean, obviously if you've had that time and they've said these things, then that warrants a conversation ahead of time. So,
and I think she learned, I think that was her learning, is she needs to.
I should have said something. Yeah, I should have spoken up. And that's something that I commit to working on in the future, is when you do, like I said before, I let things roll off my back because I'm quote unquote used to it. And that doesn't have a negative connotation. It's just the dynamic that we've had for so long, that I'm used to you saying things like, why are you wearing that with that? Like, or, something silly like that. It's stupid stuff like that in the moment I might not be hurt by, but then I think about it later and I'm like, no, that was icky. I don't like that. And I need to do a better job of saying in the moment, like, if you say something like that, I say, can we, like, ouch, that hurts. Like, that actually really hurts my feelings. And I need to do, and I have done that in the past, but I do need to do a better job of in the moment communicating when I am hurt, and not just letting it, oh, that's just Mom. Like, that's just who she is. And that's
because that's not who she wants to be, and that's not what she would ever want.
Right. And that's not where your heart is. And I know that you love me more than anything. And as a mom myself, like, I see how Evelyn behaves sometimes. And I'm like, how am I going to see her as an adult when all she's done is be a sneaky, impulsive child? It's hard. It's really difficult. Yeah. And so I know that dynamic does change, but I can see how it would be hard to have a different opinion or a changed opinion when, I spent most of my childhood being a little shit. And I get that. And I fully understand that.
Into her 20s too.
Well, and it peaks out sometimes. She peaks out, but I understand the dynamic of, like, I get that as a mom.
And it's about changing patterns, and that's hard. Nobody wants to do that. I can think of someone that you guys want to change patterns with, but you're afraid. So, it's difficult. On that note,
hey, honey, do you want to go down that road?
Not today.
Not today. I don't
No. I'm just saying, we all have people that we're not afraid of, but we don't know how to change those patterns. So, okay, I will be more mindful. Please apologize to your friends as well.
She's saying sorry.
And I don't have to apologize.
You
don't have to apologize to them.
Yes,
I'm saying you don't have to. It's like
she's saying it to you.
Oh, well, they don't. No one truly understands the dynamics of our
relationship. That's another good point. Is that unless you're in it, you also don't.
That's any relationship. But
I did. No, I did agree. Any
relationship.
I did agree when it was not just one person. It was multiple people, and I also think that was part of it. It was like multiple people said something. So I was like, oh my God, like, I didn't think it was a big deal. Is it a big deal? Like, it's a big deal. And I think the hurt was just so magnified that I just was so upset when
I think
normally
it's also no secret either that Alex and I are way more alike. You are not like
that. We said that.
I know. We've a step. What are you doing, Alexandra?
Well, I'm too freaking shiny, remember?
She is.
Remember?
She's a bit,
and that's the other thing. Like, we made fun of her hair and makeup for 3 shows. So, but anyway.
I know, but that's just surface level.
Yeah, but she says surface level stuff.
It's not surface. It's like surface and cleaning is surface level too. I'm not saying you're an awful human to the core.
That's the thing, is that just because my apartment is not to the standard.
That. And that's a show we're going to have.
It's dirty. And that's the connotation.
Well, that's the thing. We're also, again, she moved out of the house that was really not good. And there were reasons why the house was not good that weren't necessarily Sarah. It was, again, a perfect storm for why. So she's in a new apartment. The apartment's gorgeous. I've been over there.
And I always tell everybody, it's an adorable apartment. It's so much better than where you live.
I have to worry about it. Yes. And that's a whole different show. But yeah.
Yeah. And that is a different show. And we can do that because I have some issues. And I know that. So
I have issues too.
Girl, I don't.
We all have them. All right. Well, anyway, my apologies. And Alex, you have we listen and we don't judge today.
I do finally.
You
I finally
very
thought of
rarely
one.
do, but today you do. So
Okay, so I do not believe in expiration dates. I think they are marketing, and I think they're
I
bullshit.
agree here.
Unless you see mold on food, it's fine. Like I have yogurt in there that it's vacuum sealed still.
Yeah.
Expired 2 months ago.
Yeah.
When I open it, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And I'm going to eat it. And also, I would just like to say, I never get sick. Never.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely get sick.
We'll have kids. You'll get sick all the time.
I'm interested. I'm interested in that test. I will say, because why do you think I don't get sick? Because I don't.
You don't go anywhere.
No. Well, that's true.
But you don't expose yourself to germs.
She goes out all the time. Oh my God. You go out. You're constantly doing something where I'm like tired. Like even I get tired with your schedule.
I'm very exhausted all the time. But anyways, I think they're BS. I think anyone that listens to expiration dates, you are listening to the marketing guys who want you to buy more stuff.
Well, they do because they want you to throw that out and go buy more stuff.
I know. I work in marketing. I know these things. So yeah, it's all BS. Maybe one time someone
definitely
died.
A matter of opinion. Yeah, definitely.
One time.
Yeah, I like that. Did you just burp?
Yep. You could fart if you wanted to.
But you said,
"Where's Nancy?" Where's Nancy?
Apparently, Nancy brings it out in me.
Oh, that's you. I thought it was the dog.
Anyway.
All right. Well, until next time, I'm glad we kind of cleared the air. Now I can't face your friends, but
no,
I
do. Shut up.
But I did apologize. I texted you 2 days later and said I'm sorry for whatever I did to contribute to making you feel that way. So, but anyway, I love you both. And again, please watch us on YouTube. And you can listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts. I have made a habit now of watching and listening. Well, not really watching because I'm usually driving, but it's on my phone, which is, up here. And I listen on my way to work on Wednesday mornings. So
big fan.
I'm so glad you listen to our show. I'm glad you listened to our show.
I do. I always listen because you know what? I want to see what may have worked or what didn't work and I'm also too, I find myself just listening like I would you know what I mean? Like it's really kind of cool and I like it. So, so we'll try to do better. And that's just a little lesson for mothers and daughters, hopefully. And for anybody in a relationship. All right. Cheers.
Love it.
Love you both. And
I had a coffee, no food, and now I'm having wine. I'm gonna start shaking if we don't hang out. So I gotta go.
All right. Till next time. Bye, guys.
Bye. Wait, can I stop the recording? Can I? Can she do it? Ooh. Ooh.